Alright, what's up guys? Nate here. Doing a testing video for Mike Over the Gasco Channel's contest. The main reason I'm doing this is because I haven't really played too much with my Busse 4 yet. Because, I don't know, I just haven't had a chance to go camping and take it with me. But I'm really interested to see how INFI performs. And I'm going to test it against my convex Esee 4 because I believe that they are two knives that are meant for very, very similar purposes. And once, you know, two different kind of philosophies of design as well. One has a really nice beefy rubber handle that just fills the hand out real great. The other is kind of thin and flat, but slightly wider, so it still fills the hand in enough, I think, but I don't know, I really think it needs wider scales, but that's just me. Also, it's got a nice choil. This one does not. I saw Nuts for Knives recently put one on his. That would be really, really awesome, but I gotta kind of keep this a little bit short. My phone's about to die, and of course, genius me doesn't have a phone charger in this city, so let's get to it. I just got a pile of random crap I'm going to cut. Busse has never been sharpened, never been used really. So I'm going to start with that. A few things. Cut some paper first, just to show the edge. This Busse has a, from slicing a little bit of paper before, it has a really toothy edge. So it doesn't push cut. It really doesn't like to push cut paper. But if you slide it along, it's really, really sharp. I don't remember what I did to this Esee. So this one's a little bit more polished, a little less tooth to it. So I'd like to push cut a little bit more, but might be better on wood and stuff. But let's see, I don't even know what order I'm going to do this in. Just to show the sharpness on these two. You know, they both push cut rope quite well. Very well. I'll do more of that later. I kind of want to. So the Busse takes that off pretty easily. I hope this is in frame. And the Esee does not. Might be the lanyard got in the way. Let's try her again. Yep, there we go. A little bit rougher, not that less toothy edge. Yeah, you can see it skipped a little bit and then cut through, whereas Busse just takes it right off. And this is not a big knife either, but I missed. But it really likes, failing that time, but it just, if you do it right, it really likes to just rip through that rope. So, see, I'm going to do a little cardboard. This is really thin cardboard. Pizza I ate last night. I don't really have any of it. So, push cutting not bad through this thinner stuff. It'll push cut pretty well. The Esee has a little bit of a thicker grind, I feel like. Let's try some slicing. So that's about the same difficulty push cutting as slicing through. And the Busse, I feel like goes through easier when you're, you know, doing a little bit of a draw to the cut, you know, but, yeah. Definitely cuts through a little bit easier as you kind of draw it through. But I haven't really cut much, but let's just check out the edges, make sure they're still kosher. Good thing about these is they're both convex, so I can just strop them. Yeah, this one's still nice and fine, polished. This is a 1095, by the way, I forgot to mention that. Let's see. Let's go to a little foam. This is one cutting material, or one material that I don't see tons of people testing with, but I think it's pretty valid. I mean, it tests how fine an edge is, I think a polished edge or a toothy edge works just about the same in it, so it's not one of those really biased materials. And it's kind of floppy, so sometimes if you try to slice it, it just folds out of the way. But in my experience, this thing, foam more than almost anything, dulls the shit out of a knife. They don't like to play well together. But this Esee seems to be handling it very well, staying very sharp. Now, I really should, this is kind of also a good test for food prep. You know, if you're slicing up carrots or something, this is very similar to what you'll encounter. A soft material that kind of flexes a little bit under the edge, but doesn't, you know, give right away. Cutting something hard is way different than cutting something soft. So I like to include foam in my tests as well. And I just have shit tons of it laying around for no apparent reason. So, but to this you can't like push cut it as well. You have to kind of slice through it. But when you do that, boy, it just rips. You see, so you can't really push cut with the Esee either. You do have to kind of draw cut. So maybe a polished edge isn't, yeah, because this seems to push through a little bit better than the Esee. So definitely a toothy edge. Foam really likes to have a toothy edge cutting it. Let's go to just some like Lexan. I just want to see, actually, let me just do some wood first, because I'm interested to see the difference in how these bite in. Let me get a better angle here. Just gonna see how deep I can cut in. So this handle is really comfortable, but the spine here isn't super comfortable to push on with your thumb. It's a little, I mean, they beveled the edges ever so slightly, but it just still feels a little bit tough to, if you were working for a long time without gloves. But it does really bite into this wood super well. And let's check the edge after that. Yeah, nothing wrong at all. Let's flip this over. See this one, this one actually, as I suspected, it's more polished, and so it really bites into the wood a lot better. I mean, this is really, you guys can see that, it's really eating away at this wood. Pretty good. Really taking chunks out, not too much effort. Even with the smaller handle, with, you know, thinner scales and stuff, it really is really going in well. I mean, you can see I'm taking big chunks out. So let's check the paper. Yep, still, that's not a chip or anything, it's just, still just as sharp. I'm going to see if I can cut into this plastic at all. I picked a piece that was too thin. You can see I'm also kind of slamming into the plywood there a bit. That's what they always boast about INFI, is that it's shock resistance and, you know, ductility, I guess is the word. For its ability to flex without breaking are the really high points. So it's supposed to be able to take, you know, impacts on things very well. So I've just been smashing that into that plywood pretty hard. And still still really sharp. Just going to do a bit of light chopping because neither of these are going to be really good choppers. But for smaller stuff, since they fight in so well, you know, not a bad performer. It's basically just like carving, but you're just using one arm to generate all the force. You're generating all the force in a brief second of impact instead of just forcing the knife through. Alright, and you know, this handle is very comfortable through all that. Last night I played lacrosse for, I can feel a little bit of roughness right where I was chopping. Like I was saying, I played like 3 hours of lacrosse last night, so my hands and legs are very tired, but that handle still just very comfortable. I'm gonna may as well put my lanyard on here. So this knife is heavier. This full tang, the INFI or the Busse is not. So it definitely chops better. Really not too bad at all through this. You know, it is 1x, so that's gonna be way easier to chop than 2x or a round limb or anything. But it does really like to bite in. I can almost feel it getting duller as I go. Yes, I know, chopping technique, whatever. Alright, just snapped it off. I could feel that getting a little bit duller as I went. And it's still plenty sharp, just not that super fine edge on there. And the last thing I had to test was some bamboo, and this stuff is really hard. I want to just try chopping through it a little bit. Still nothing. Really hard stuff. So that's good. Alright, underneath. Oh, so tired. Lots of lacrosse last night. Alright. This isn't a huge workload for these knives. You know, just me sitting here for 15 minutes chopping on stuff and slicing stuff. But I can see this maybe equivalent to the amount